Hey friends, this is Aaron D. Thanks for stopping by and checking out my creative space. I'm going to make a couple of videos that kind of go into the ideas that I approach playing guitar. And I just wanted to say thanks for checking me out. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to be using the good old Fender Strat. And as you can hear, this is my clean tone. I'm going through this thing back here. It's the Roland Octopre, and it sounds really clean. Very just boring. Really, just flat. But some songs call for that kind of tone. So if you're looking to get like a really So if you're really trying to get that real clean, flat kind of tone, just go direct. You know, uh, it's about as clean as you're gonna be able to get it. In my case, I'm using a DAW, and my DAW of choice nowadays is by a company named Presonus, and it is called Studio One, and I'm on the third version here, and I'm hoping maybe you can check out this screen. Here's my, well, you can see my mic signal jumping up, but right here, here's my guitar line, and as you can see, nothing's on it. I like to get a good gain. As far as gain goes, I'd love to get the gain structure to where it's not peaking, not really on the yellow, it's just below that. Sometimes you'll get that yellow if you really dig in, but that's about it. Besides that, you're gonna just under that yellow. And I'm gonna be using. I'm telling you, this doll really changed my life, and this is not a commercial for that, but I'm telling you, it's definitely worth checking out. What I'm gonna be using is their amp modeling plugin called Ampire, and I'm telling you, man, it's just right out of the gate. It's set up to sound like a good old Marshall kind of sound. If I roll the volume off just a tad, got that clean, dirty, something we all really look for. And here's my second neck position. Okay, now on to how we would do some effects. Now they have some effects in the Presonus amp simulating plugin, which I really like that warm tube sound. So you kind of already took. I'll just bump it up so you can really hear that tube saturation. Now that all the way open on an amp simulator. Roll off the volume a little bit. Got that tube sound, man. I'm telling you, it's really nice. I'll roll that tube sound off a little bit, roll back the volume knob a little bit, and I'm probably cool right about there. Now that is probably as dirty as I'm gonna get on this stuff right here. But what I want to check out is they have a ton of presets and stuff like this. There's one called Jazz. Very nice, very clean. Flip that a little bit, and what I would probably do is boost that treble a little bit, boost the gain quite a bit, and maybe make it a little bit more present. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm probably happy with that. And if you wanted to get a little bit more tube hitting, Okay, so I like putting a few more plugins on this deal. I'm a huge fan of the Waves uh, GTR plugin. It has, I mean, your palette is extensive when you're using the Waves deal. So let that load up a little bit, and of course, what I found out is that as far as these plug-in chains go, I treat them like if I had a pedal board. I want it to hit that pedal board, my guitar signal at least. I want it to hit the pedal board first, and then the amp. All right, so keep that in mind whenever you're using plugins for and guitars. Okay, so see here, I got 6 slots, and I think right at the very top going in, they give you a wide range of different effects. Of course, that you'll start off with the gate and the comp. All right, and we'll pull that back a little bit. Right, so I'll probably add a little bit more of that. Now I won't use this wah pedal. What I'll more than likely want to pull out is something like an overdrive. Yeah, that guy. Right, and I'm gonna get rid of the EQ. We'll listen to the phaser. That's kind of cool, but I'm not gonna use it today. Maybe on another deal. I'll keep the delay. We'll mess around with the distortion a little bit. And here's how I would use this overdrive. So talking about settings, I would make that drive very, very subtle. Something like that. Of course, I'm gonna roll that tone back off, and I'm gonna jump back into the amp simulator, and I'm gonna click on this EQ. I can tell that there it is. They were cutting a lot of that high end out. That was a preset. So now my high end's back. I'm gonna go back to the plugins of the stomp boxes. Yeah, now I can hear that. I can hear the top end. Okay, so what I'll do is the tone, I'll brighten it up even more. Probably not that much. Roll it off just probably something like that. And I'll roll the level back. Right, very cool. And then when it comes to the distortion, I'm going to keep that drive down. And this has a contour on it. And I'm going to darken the tone a little bit. Now let's listen to that distortion and see what it does. So right off the bat, see, it just makes it as gritty as you all get out. I like that. I'll probably brighten up that tone a bit. Something like that. You can hear the contour. Right, add the two of them together. I think we'll have something really nice. Now, I'm very happy with that. And what I'll do with this delay, make it very subtle. Probably not that subtle. We definitely want it to be present. Yeah, keep going. Probably somewhere in the middle. I want to give me a couple of more delays. So. I like the slower delay as far as time goes. Probably not that slow, maybe something like this. And put it in the mix a little bit more. I'm telling you, like, you can get away with some serious tone settings with just an interface and a couple of good settings in these plugins. probably lastly, what I'll add is a spring verb. Probably not that much. So I like how big the room sounds. I'll probably mix that down a little bit. Probably in the middle, somewhere right there. So you can hear the room a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Something like that. Yeah, so that gate's cutting me off. I'm going to close the gate, open up the comp a little bit. Man, listen to that sing. That would trick a lot of people's ears, including my own. Alright, so, man, that's fun. Okay. Probably the last thing I'll do as we're building this tone, just using some software and a good Strat. It's a good story behind this Strat. I'm going to have to share that to you. I'll share it with you at the end of this deal. The last thing I'm going to do on here is I've become a fan of a plugin that PreSonus uses in their mixer boards. And it's called the Fat Channel. Very cool name. And what's really cool is that they have settings for different instruments. As you can see here, bass settings, drum settings, which I'm sure live is really cool, and in the studio as well. But the guitar settings, I'm going to check out this one called Funk. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get as clean of a tone, meaning I'm going to take off a lot of the distortion and overdrive. Yeah, I want that clean sound. I'm going to take down the delay and take down some of that reverb, and let me see what I'm left with. Yeah. So this is that kind of tone. You've all heard it. It's like a... So yeah, that real clean, very soulful kind of thing. That's the first position. So that Fat Channel adds, let's see, they add a frequency cutoff, a low end cutoff at about 100. I'm going to boost that to maybe 140, somewhere around there. Let me check out another preset. They call this one Jazz. Okay, let's see what's up. Oh yeah, very warm. You can see how it's getting squashed in there. I'm going to turn that compressor off. Alright, I'll cut it on, and I'm going to turn the other compressor off. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm happy with that compression setting. I'll probably clean up that low end a little bit. I can hear it kind of rumbling. Yeah, you heard it clean up right there, right around 150, 160. Let's go 160. Maybe back it off just a hair. Now, okay, so I'm happy with that. That kind of inspires a certain kind of sound, and yeah, don't be afraid to experiment on, finding your tone. I think it's important that you experiment, with every kind of setting, till you can find something that's real to your liking. What you think would be your fingerprint, right? Alright, so that's it for the tone part. So the story behind this guitar. So I met my wife, and when I met my wife, one of the things that stood out to me was that she had this guitar in her closet. Right when I met her, she owned this already. She said she found it in a pawn shop, and I was like, yo, any girl that has this great of a sounding electric guitar, I am not gonna let her go. Right? And she had another acoustic guitar that was even more of a great sounding guitar. I said, man, this is a great sign. So anyway, you find you a girl that has two great guitars sitting in her house. Yeah, that was a done deal. I wasn't gonna let her go. All right, so that's how I got this guitar. I play a couple of different other ones, but man, this is one of my favorites. I hope that we've touched, or I've at least walked you through how I get some of the tones that I get without an amp. And I know that there's a lot of other ways you could do it, but this is the way I approach it. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.